What up, fellow SGK users? Poker here. Today we're going to go ahead and fix a couple issues from the GASP integration here. So if you followed along the last tutorial where you use the sandbox character as the parent for your character, you may have noticed that you have no turn in place and you get some weird funky stuff going on when you're aiming your weapon or holding a weapon. We're going to fix that. And again, this is if you followed along the one where you use the sandbox character as the parent for the SGK character. Up here, sandbox character. So if this is not how yours is set up, I suggest you find that video and follow that video, and then you can fix these bugs that we have here. All right, so first thing we're going to do is go ahead and go to our ABP sandbox character, the animation blueprint for the sandbox character. And there's two things we want to bypass here. The first one is this apply mesh space additive right here for the neutral stand AO. So we can just bypass that there. And then we're also going to bypass this offset root bone. All right. So that's that. And then if you compile, you'll notice you get a couple errors here. And that is because of this right here. We just want to take the true, plug it in right there. Click on the other one and we can just disconnect this. This is just for debugging, which we don't really need at the moment. So that's all we really need to do in here. Now that should get rid of... See, now we actually turn, but as you notice, this turn in place is not working correctly. What we can do to fix that is go into our survival game kit, third person animation blueprint. And if you remember before we disconnected this guy, and we disconnected these before. This may or not have been in the video. This may have been an update. If you did this tutorial, it was something with the stamina. The stamina didn't drain, I think. And disabling this made that work, so we don't need to worry about this anyway. So just the third person foot IKs should be disconnected if you were having issues with stamina. And then now we should have turn in place again. Yep. Alright. So we got turn in place. But we still have some weird issues going on with holding the weapon. The hands are kind of, if you notice, it's hard to see here. Let's see, we'll eject it, go in here. The hands are just like normal. They're not actually like in a grip stance. If you get what I'm saying. Like, they're not trying to hold the gun. They're just sitting there normal. So what we can do to fix that is go back into our third person animation blueprint here and to the animation graph. If you remember, what we did before was we implemented this retarget pose from mesh and disabled our original SGK locomotion system here. So what we're going to do here is just we want to get a cache pose, or a new save cache pose, and we will call this GASP locomotion. All right, and then we're going to want a blend per bone, layered blend per bone node, this one right here. Then our base pose is going to be the GASP locomotion, the cache pose. This is going to be our blend pose. Then we're also going to want a blend, actually we can just do this by bool. We want to blend poses by bool. And we're going to put that in the true. And then we're just going to duplicate this guy here. Put that into the false. So this is our master right here. It's pushing this little node here. And then we're using that node here. And we are going to either use this setup here that combines the two, or we're just going to use the regular locomotion. And our decider here is going to be We'll just go ahead and go in here. We want to go ahead and get the character component. I want to get holding item. Do an is valid. And then we're going to go ahead and create a variable, a boolean, and we will call that is holding. You know what, we could actually probably just do this is valid. Yeah. Like so. And now back to our animation graph, and then we want to plug that is holding in here to our blend poses by bool node. And then plug this back into the rest of the system here. And now we still have all of our regular GASP stuff going on here. But when you pick up a weapon, oh, you know what? We need to... Did that not work? Oh, I did see. We'll see. There, I do need to, I forgot we need to go to the layered blend per bone here. And under layer setup, you want a branch filter here. And we'll do spine underscore 05. You can mess with that. What it does is it's blending the two animations at that point. So spine 05 is the top here. So basically the head and the arms are going to be using the SGK original animation when you're holding the weapon. Everything below it is going to be using the GASP. But I don't think that's why this wasn't working right now. Oh yeah, there we go. So that was it. I mean, it's much better. You don't have that weird stretching with the arms. Still get some twist. Turn in place is working. You probably still would need to adjust the hand IKs on the weapon like as if you were adding a new weapon, which Diffuse has a tutorial on that in his documentation. But as you can see now, the hands are actually holding the weapon. So it's using the top part of the SGK animations, and then the bottom part is GASP. So that's it. That's how you fix those issues.